Good morning. Welcome to another session. I'm glad to be back again on the chat. Really enjoyed my time off, and now it's back to work. Before I start, if anyone is here, can you let me know that you can hear me and you can hear everything I'm saying before I begin? I don't want to get into the middle of it and then find out that you cannot hear me. So if you can hear me, just send me confirmation so that I can proceed. So if anyone is watching, just let me know and then I can proceed. Good. Thank you, Marco. Thanks for the confirmation. Great. Let's start. I am excited, super excited that we are in what you call it? That we are in September. It's really excited month. Even though it's not I generally prefer October, November, but September is good. We do get things that move in September, and then October, November will be really interesting months. So we do have ahead of us some really good times, even though there is going to be some swarm events. Swarm events means that we are in the fall. Corona is still hanging around. We have the dollar crashing. It's not crashing, but it's dropping. It's still dropping. And at the same time, we do have, I think, the election, the United States election as well, and that's a lot. In terms of volatility, it does brings a lot of movement in the market. I think the last time 2016 one happened, if I can go back and show you, right in here, that was the election month. I think it was in November or something like that, and then we had this crazy move when they said Trump was the president. Price dropped quickly and then rejected and went way high. Okay, so we will be looking for something like that in November. So maybe in November we might get a reversal from this pair or this in this. But for now, we have to play what we see. So, yesterday I did mention that we're looking for a continuation to the downside, and I have this level 91.70 as my downside objective. That's where we are heading for now. Where did I get that level from? It's just a measurement from this high. From this low to that high projected to the downside. Where we bounced up from was the 1-2. Let me do it so you can see it. Okay, this is like magic. So where we did bounce off from was the 127. You can see clearly if you measure this low to that high, we bounced up from the 127 and then went back up into 50. This is something I said I'll teach in future. Use how to use this fib to catch these highs and lows when it's trading like this. Okay, so because we did bounce off from 127.50 is a level that usually caps the high, and then we look for a continuation to the downside. So the next level to look for is the 168. However, if I do measure this and that again, okay, it is bringing you to the same area where it can offer a bounce, and you can see it's doing something like that already. So within this area, I'm looking for a bounce. Maybe the low of the week could be capped in here, and then price will swing back inside the range again. All right, so be mindful with the longs. I think yesterday the longs that I gave, especially the one on pound dollar, was the best one to take. Let's jump onto them. We did get both of them to reach targets, but the pound dollar was the one that was trading at the level that I wanted it to move from. We can see euro reach for the first target, which was this high, and then the second target, which was the, I think we did hit that 2001.2. No, not yet. I don't think we've hit it yet. Yeah, it's still there, but we are 3 pips away from there, so it's not something that you want to cry off from. Okay, 3 pips will not make or break you. So if you did catch this, make sure you've banked in a lot of profit, and then you let the rest run and see how far this is going to go. There's nothing much to say other than we are very high. Okay, so this was probably the last push, or the straw that breaks the camel's back. So we might see some form of a rejection going forward, because we've essentially traded above this high as well. And on a pound, where is my trade idea? There it is. On a pound again, like I did mention, by the way, these lines are amazing. I'll talk about them at the end of the session. Right, okay, so pound is almost at that level that I was looking for, this high. We almost got there, but it's not necessary. We missed it by about 3 pips again. This was a very quick and over 100 pips trade. That's not bad for yesterday coming into today. So that's not bad. If you're long, make sure you've taken most of your profit off on that one. Yeah, make sure you've taken most of your profit off on that one. And then see how far. I think there's going to be some form of a pullback, yeah, which is good. There's nothing wrong with that. We expect pullbacks, and we look for longs again. Okay, if we do see anything that catches our eye in terms of what we look for to take trades, then we can go in and sell short. But if we don't see anything, then we just have to be patient and wait for it to pull back a little bit more, then we can go in. Okay, so pound, that target is there, but make sure you've banked in most of your profit. I don't think this high is going to be taken, like I did mention, because we do have higher high, right? So it's not going to be taken yet, and we might see a sell-off. I think this week NFP will cause price to probably come down. Okay, so be mindful of that as well. Aussie, we do have those equal high that I did mention over there. Okay, that high will be taken, but obviously price didn't give us any pullback, a meaningful pullback for us to consider a long. So the best ones to be taken was on the euro and the pound. That's why I gave those. So on this one, I don't think there's much on there, so just sit on your hands and let's be patient. Okay, if it does give a meaningful pullback, then we can go in and be looking for a continuation to the upside to attack this high. All right, and then probably come back inside this area where we have, where's it gone? Yeah, inside in here. I've been looking forward for this consolidation to be taken for a long time, and they haven't done so. In here, I was looking for that. They didn't do it. So I'm looking at this candle, right? That one. It's a huge sell-off. So there is some still rebalancing to be made up to this low there, right? So if I stretch back, that is that level there. So that could be a potential target on the upside if we do get the dollar to continue to erode to the downside. Okay, but for now, we do have this high, which is very close to us. So that's where price should reach for. We have already taken out this one. All right, we've taken that one, and we saw a rejection. If we do break down, if we do break down below this low, then I'll be looking for a sell to clean in some of this, or to rebalance some of these up candles. Okay, so what I mean by rebalancing is we do have down candles here, so we need up candles on the other side. Okay, that's what I mean by rebalancing. So wherever we have down candles, sharp move, we need up candles on the other side to rebalance that price range. So if we do break down, I'll be looking for something of that sort to come down here if I do see it. So if you do see a breakdown below this low, okay, you see down candle breakdown below this low, wait for it to come in and hit this down candle again, and then you can take a sell to come back down here to rebalance this, and then see what price we do once we get down here. Ideally, you want to see at least a retracement back to minimum 50% of this range. Okay, so if you do break down, you take a short target here, leave someone for 50%, and then I think I like this low gap in here. I like that little gap in there, so maybe that's where I'll be hunting for longs again for a continuation to the upside. But if we do break down, okay, if we come back down and we break this low, then ultimately I'll be looking for price to come back and close, clean this equal lows off. Like I did say, we do have exciting time ahead, going into September, October. We are in September already, so October, November, we should see technicals respecting levels, or I should see my concept, not my concept, sorry, pardon me, the way I trade, okay, the technical should respect levels, unlike what we've had for the last 2 months or 3 months. Okay, so if you do break down here, we should see price come back down here, and then we should see at least maybe a run below this low. Usually they do run the 50% high low, so this is the low sitting at 50%. They will run that one. Okay, so that's why I like this low area, especially this low down candle in here. I like that one for a possible long. Okay, Aussie, I think Aussie is Aussie. Aussie's Aussie. On this pair, it's just way too far gone, right? I don't see anything in here. Maybe something that will cause price to move will be a rate above this high. Yeah, maybe a rate above that will cause price to go back down for a bit of a retracement. If we do break down, I'm looking at this level for a potential target. So on the daily, if we do break down, I'll jump onto the daily in a second. If we do break down, then I will be looking for a potential trade down here. If we don't, let me go onto the daily so you can see. That's that day monthly level there. It's a very powerful level. If we do break down, okay, I'll still look for longs in here, and if that fails, then our attention comes here and there. Okay, so if we do break this low, our attention comes here and here. All right, where we are trading now is high time frame high. We could see some form of a rejection. Again, we are in a new month. I probably will talk about it at the end of this session. I have a lot to talk about today, so maybe this session is going to be extremely long, so be prepared and have lots of I have a pen. We've gone above that high and we can see some form of rejections already. We do have a swing low in here, right? So if we do break this low, again, it's similar to what the New Zealand is doing. We'll be looking for these areas to be cleaned out in terms of the sell side. Okay, we have all up candles in here. We'll be looking for down candles on the other side of it. All right, so if we do see this low giving up, then we'll be looking for potential move back down to clean some of this area, right, into this down candle, and then you leave a piece on to see if they will run this. If I do measure this high to that low, that's also sitting at 50%, and that down candle is sitting at that 75. That's very nice. All right, so let's see what we'll get today, over the course of today and tomorrow. I think NFP will cause some movement to push price back down on Friday, but it's all a wait and see. Okay, so let's see if we get something like that. So on this one, at the moment, there's nothing to do. I did mention we're going to run that high, and we've got that yesterday. I don't see nothing more at the moment because of where the dollar is trading at. We could see a potential bounce, so there's no need to be chasing for longs. And for shorts, wait for this swing low to give up, and then you will use this for a potential move to the downside. Like I did say, wait to the end. I've got a lot of things to share. Dollar CAD, we are almost at that level that I did mention yesterday, for a potential buying coming in, which is this level. It's think it's a monthly level. Yeah, it's a monthly level. That's where all this buying began from. Yeah, all this huge buying, right? That's where it began from. We call it a rejection. So that's where all the buying started from. We've come all the way down. There could be a potential a rejection from there. So be mindful, be alert. If you do see price rejecting from here, then you know what's up. Okay, we do have again a lower low. So price breaking this ain't gonna happen anytime soon. So be mindful. If you're short, make sure you've banked in a lot of profit, and then we will see something down here to give us a rejection. How you trade it, just look for a swing high to be closed above, either on the 4-hour or the hourly. I like this one. We are almost there. So this one here, if we do see a move above it, I just see something coming. I see something coming in, especially with this consolidation in here. With this consolidation in here, with the move down, it's just too obvious that they might bounce price. Probably not above the equal highs, but to come back inside somewhere here, they might do that, and probably catch a lot of people off surprise. Okay, so if you do see price, as soon as you see price break above this high, okay, you can buy it and place your stop below the low that forms, and then target this level here with at least a first target at that level. That is the monthly level that we expected price to bounce off from. We have bounced off from here already. Yeah, so same thing. If you do break above this high, then you look for a long with the stop there, first target, second target there. Okay, on the 4-hour it looks like that. And I like that level there, and I like this equal high up here. This is a consolidation area. So the way we trade, or the way I trade, we call something a buy model, where we can see areas of selling. Okay, this is the last area of buying. Remember, they are not buying when price is going down. Sorry, they are not selling when price is going down. They sell with these up candles. So this up candle is an area of selling. This up candle is an area of selling. That up candle is an area of selling. So when we break and we start going up. Yeah, when we break and we start going up, those areas are areas that you want to focus on. So on the hourly, this up candle. So as soon as we break above them, those are areas that they will do business there again. Okay, and I'll talk more about that in future, not now, because it's a bit more complicated. All right, so wait for a break above this high, and then you look for longs to the upside. Euro pound, I think we already short. If you didn't catch the short yesterday, then you did miss it. I'm looking for a continuation to the downside. It was a beautiful short. I got in here, yeah, but the actual level that I was looking for was there, that last up candle there. But I took it based on the 4-hour. That's why I got in early. So on the 4-hour, the low was down here. That's where I got in, and you can see price has come back there again, and it's rejecting. So I'm looking for a run below this low and a potential, because we do have a lower low in here. I don't see price. It can go through it, but I don't want to hold on to it there. So at least back down here is where I'm looking for my target. All right, so if you're short, your first target is below this low, and then you leave sub on for that level down there. All right, so there's nothing to say, because on this, the daily is pushing that. You can clearly see what price is doing. Going on holiday is so refreshing. It just brings your mind back down, and then you can refocus again. So I recommend it for everyone. Aussie New Zealand, I did mention that I like this last up candle for a short. We didn't quite get there. I think it got to this one. It got to that one. It did take out this high, so maybe it's a reasonable area, but I still fancy a short from there. So if I do see price come up here, I will still fancy myself a short. If not, then I'll wait for price to come back to this monthly level, and then I'll be hunting for a long. So if price doesn't come up here and offer me a short, then I'll wait for price to come down here, and then I'll be hunting for a long. Okay, so I think I did do it on this one. Yeah, look at that. Oh, so it did hit the daily last up candle's low right there. It didn't quite get there. Let's investigate. It missed that one as well. So that was the low and that was the open. I was looking for at least in between. That's where the 4-hour level was, right there. But we didn't quite get there. That's fine. We have taken out this high and rejected. Let's have a look on the hourly. We did take out previous day's high and we broke down. So maybe price is not coming back there again. I think price is going to continue dropping and take out this equal low. Right, remember this one is not lower low, it's a higher low, so price will find it easier to run this equal low, and then maybe we will form the low of the week, maybe today or tomorrow, into that monthly level, and then we can see some buying coming in at that level for a continuation to the upside. All right, so if you like to go short, you can with a stop above here, okay, because we've already run previous day's high, so it's not necessary for price to come there again. All right, and then you look for a run below this low. Okay, let's have a look on the 4-hour. There's I don't see anything stopping price on the daily. On the daily, however, we do have these down candles open inside the swing high, so maybe it might act as support. However, I wouldn't look at that because yes, simply in a 4-hour bearish mood. So I think, or what might end up happening is price will hit this, come up here, run this high again, hit this, and then drop. Okay, that's probably something that might happen. So like I did say, if you're not scared of taking a loss, just sell short, stop above here, target this. If you get stopped out, you do have another level up there which offers more risk to reward. Okay, Aussie yen, we are looking for a continuation to the upside. We didn't quite get any pullback. The target is still there on the weekly level. On the weekly level, that last up candle, that's your target, and then we do have the second target up there. We didn't quite get any meaningful retracement. We've broken up again, So we do have a range. All right, I like this little gap in here. If price that come there, I will buy it with a stop here, because this thing is very extremely bullish. Right, it's not gonna, probably might not give any meaningful pullback, and then price will continue going up. I'll show you what I've done with Cardian this morning. I just jumped in and did what I've taught you guys to do, which is, if you know, if we can see prices going up, right? Right. So if you know price is going up, okay? If you know price is going up, what you can do is obviously buy and then place your stop below previous day's low, okay? And that's what I did mention with you guys, I think some time ago, that if you're confident that price is going to continue going up, you just buy and place your stop below previous day's low, and then continue a continuation to the upside. Okay, so on this one, you can do what I've just said. You buy where it is, place your stop below previous day's low, and then look for a continuation to the upside. If not, then just wait for price to pull back a little bit, and then on that pullback, you can obviously enter with maybe a trade below 50%. But because of the bullishness, okay, we have all white up candles, consecutive up candles, chances of it retracing is slim. Okay, when it's in motion like this, it doesn't do any kind of retracement. Okay, when it's in motion like this, it hardly pulls back. So the best way to enter it is to buy when the candle opens, you stop below previous day's low, and then you look for a continuation to the upside. Okay, that's another way of tackling this one. So your target should be here. There's two levels. That's the first target, that's the second target. So if you do buy it with a stop below here, that's your first target, and then you leave a piece on to see if we can get to that second target. Euro yen is a bit different. It's not moving as much as it should on the upside. So on this one, I don't, and we have run this equal high. Okay, so maybe on this one you just don't do anything for now, right? Because you've just run this equal high, so the chances of it moving higher is not there for now. Plus, we are looking for euro pound to drop. So if euro pound does drop, then maybe this thing might stay where it is. It might not move much. Okay, so be mindful of taking any trade on this one. New Zealand yen, yesterday we did run that equal high. Yeah, we did run that equal high, and prices is trying to continue to go up again. So with that, I think we do have a gap in here. So what it might want to do is it might want to fill in. So the way we look at gaps, like proper gaps, yeah, is for price to come and offer the bodies, because there's missing bodies in there. Okay, price is missing bodies in here, so price will come in there and then offer that side the bodies of the gaps in here. So that this gap is like a down candle, but it's missing. So where there's a gap, there has to be the opposite side of it. So in here, that's what might happen. So that will be the next upside objective right there. Okay, you can see that's where it dipped into that gap, the lower portion of that gap, and then price rejected. So we want to see price go in and offer a body, right? This, like a body like this inside that area. So I think price is going to continue going up and then offer a body. There will be an up candle close inside that area. Yeah, in here. Let's draw it properly. Yeah, there will be an upside or an up candle close, like a full close between this low and that high. There has to be one, just like we do have in here, and I think we did have another one in here as well, right there. Yeah, we need to have something like this in here. So that's the upside objective. So your most upside objective will be the high end of this gap. I'm gonna use this. We've already been to the lower portion of it. That's where price has been hitting, and we dipped inside. So I think price is gonna go inside it, right? So your upside objective would be first of all the middle. So divide it into 2. That's the first target. Let me change the colors a little bit. Okay, and that's the target, and first, second, right? So if you do manage to catch along, again, I don't see price pushing back down for a proper retracement. I think the only retracement we had was last week, which was on Friday, when price pulled back quickly and then price rejected, and you can see price is unwilling to pull back. So that's your first target. I think this low could be a protection. You can protect yourself below that low, right? You can protect yourself here and target these 2 levels, right? So that's your first target, and that second target. If we break down here, then maybe we will be looking for a proper pullback, and then that will offer us another possible long for these levels, because these levels there has to be candles inside there. All right, so that is that. Pound yen, we almost at that the last up candle that I did mention yesterday. That one, we're almost there. We are currently trading at a down candle, so this can offer support. So if you want, we are just moving away now. I like it. You can see that's the pattern that we did look at a lot over the last, I think in July. That's one of the patterns. Okay, so it's offering support. So your stop below here and your target there. It's a quick 55 pips. It's not that much, but it's still something. So that is yen for you. Let's have a look on the 4-hour and see if there will be any. I think because it's a weekly level, that level will offer, that level will be enough. I think it's gonna offer some rejection up there, right? So you don't expect too much on this one. Yeah, don't expect too much, but there you go, right there for now, and then we'll see what price will do after that. CAD yen. So what I did this morning, like I was saying, I was going to show you. I looked at price. Let's get rid of all this. I was practicing. Okay, so I looked at price, and if I go onto the daily, I usually like buying daily down candles, and look where we are. Price rejected this whole down movement, and we've come above this opening price. So the fact that we came above the opening price, it's like me buying here. See if I can find an example. Okay, it's like me buying this opening price right there. Okay, but this candle, right, this candle has to trade above this first, and then this down candle becomes like that. But because I'm forecasting that price should continue going up, I'm buying this candle before it activates this down candle as a buying candle, if that makes sense. So what I'm implying is, because I'm still bullish, okay, I'm buying this candle to go up and activate this as a buying candle, so that when it comes back down again next time to that same area, it offers support to go up. Same thing in here. So this candle, I'm expecting it to go up and trade above this, and then this down candle will be active as something like that or something like this, so that when price comes back to it next time, it offer buy. So if we trade above this, I don't know how far this today's candle is gonna go, but if we trade above this and it closes, this candle becomes an active down candle, just like this or just like that, and price will then come back down and offer support at the open again, or here at either the high or the open, and then they offer support for a continuation to the upside. Remember what I said yesterday? I didn't want to share what I meant on there, but I was trying to point your attention to this move to the downside as manipulation, right? So this move to the downside, taking out this low, as manipulation. So if it's manipulation, what we can do is measure the manipulation and and what's the word I'm looking for? I'm missing the word. Expand. No, expand. I forgot the word. Bear with me. I'm looking for the extension. Yeah, we extend it, and we're looking for 2% to be hit, right? But because we know it's a high time frame, the 168 is enough. Yeah, the 168 is enough. So what might end up happening is something like this. Because this is all manipulation, we might get price to come here, come back down into that same level, and then offer support to continue going up. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say, that this is the opening price of this down candle. So if we do break above it, it will activate this as a buying opportunity, because they did buy. Price will come back down there and offer support either here or the high of that daily down candle. It will offer support for a continuation to the upside. Right, that was a long way of trying to explain it, but I got there at the end. So what I've done today is I've bought this and I've placed my stop not way down here, below the level I was looking for price to retrace to. So this is the level I was looking for price to retrace to, right? That's where I had my my buy limit here, but because price, I don't see price coming down there anytime soon, that's where I've placed my stop. Okay, so my stop is here, and I'm buying this for a continuation to the upside, right? You can do the same thing. I don't see price retracing, but if you want to wait for price to retrace, you can also by all means do so. If it does retrace, no problem, I'll add my my longs there, but I don't see that happening. That's why I've jumped in, because I was looking at it this morning, and on the daily, because we've come above the closing price, the opening price, it does makes it hard for price to come back down. So that is the business on this one. Which one is this? That's the pound Aussie. Pound Aussie. Let's go on to the weekly. Okay, so I think we have closed in this void, this whole up movement. We've closed that in. That is the middle. And I get the ascent from. That's the middle. That's the middle of that, almost of that last down candle. So what we look for is the opening, the high, the opening, and the middle of the down candle to offer support on this higher time frame. And it looks like we are bouncing off from here to drop back down. This is looking interesting. Let's drop down to the 4-hour. Again, we have taken out this low as hitting that. That's where all the buying began from. Yeah, that's where all the buying began from. Drop down to the daily. So we might be turning around. We might be turning around for a continuation to the upside to target this high. On the 4-hour, if you do see, okay, for now it's not ready yet. Let's wait patiently for this high to be taken. Okay, if we do take out this high, then we can go in and start looking for longs, because they've already done the dirty work down here by taking out this low. Okay, that's a run on stops. They've taken out these lows, and price is rejecting to trade above this high. Once you trade above this high, it will activate buyers to come in the market, right? But we will not chase it. So it looks like this. Price is gonna break this high. Let's see. Let me investigate on the hourly, because we might yeah, it's all been wicks. So this candle is the one that is causing the break. So if you do get the break, all right, if you do get the break, we'll be looking for a retracement, and I think this is a good trade as well. Why do I think it's a good trade? Because that is essentially boom. So we've taken out previous week's low, right? Very, very powerful. Previous week's low is taken. Monday's low has taken Friday's low. We are breaking above Monday's high, and that is bullish, right? So if we do break this high, we just have to wait for a retracement, maybe back to this down candle. Okay, so if we break above that, don't chase it, because if you chase it, they will catch you. It's like everyone will see this thing going up, and then they will bring it back down. So once we break above this, I don't chase it, wait for price to retrace back down, and then we'll look for longs down here, right? On the hourly, it looks beautiful on the hourly, this down candle. Okay, so if we do break above, wait for price to come back down for retracement, and then we can buy it. There's no point chasing it. At the moment, it's not ready yet. This thing can by all means stop here and then reject and come back down. All right, this thing can stop here and reject and continue going down. I don't see that happening, but it can. All right, so do not chase it. Just look at the outline. Wait for price to break above this, a pullback, and then you buy long. Okay, and because all this move is accumulation, you're buying, you'll be looking for a continuation to the upside. Okay, Pound New Zealand, I did like this level down here. Yesterday I was looking at price and I did like this level down here. If you go into the daily, you can see it's the last down candle prior to all this move up. Okay, at the same time, if I drop onto the weekly, yesterday I did measure. You saw me measure this to there, and we have 50% almost at that level. There's a big gap, but on the daily we can see there is a swing low here, right? So because you do have a swing low here, this is a price range, and that price can come below 50% and then a continuation to the upside. I will not ignore that, because if I do, then I might miss the continuation to the upside. I will also not ignore this up candle there. Okay, so we might probably be in this range. So what I will do is, if I do see a break on the 4-hour, which I don't see yet, okay, we have to break above this high. I think between this and the Aussie, I'll rather play this one, because this one is clear, and then I'll leave this one. Okay, so between Aussie and New Zealand, this one is clearer. Sorry, Aussie has more clarity in terms of what price is trying to do, rather than Pound New Zealand, because what I wanted to see is maybe a raid below this low and then a continuation. We do have this last up candle here. That's what gets me a bit on the sidelines on this. I don't like the fact that we have this up candle in here. Okay, on Aussie, you can see that up candle is here, and I'm looking for a break above it for us to be bullish. But here we have it there, and I don't like that. Okay, I have two types of market structure break, which is this, right, which is what I'm looking for on Aussie, and then we buy it, and then we do have this. I always this one, okay, where this doesn't take out this low. The first one, it takes out, let me draw it this way so you can understand. The first one does take out this low and then take out this high. Okay, that's a market structure break. The second one, it doesn't take out this low, but it does give you a higher high. So it forms like a higher low and a higher high. Okay, that's what we have here. Okay, we have a high, a higher low, and a higher high. But I don't like trading this. Yeah, I'm not confident in taking this as trades. Okay, I like this one. This one gives me more peace of mind. Right, this can go up, no problem, but I always like it this way. But so if you like, you can take a long here with a stop below this. Let's get rid of all this business. All right, it's not. You can take a long where we are now, buying this down candle because we've closed above it, right? Buying it with a stop here and targeting that level. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But I personally, I don't like trading the other type of market structure break. Yeah, and surely this can do that. But like I said, I don't like trading these high highs. I like a low and a break above the low, above the high, which is what I'm expecting on this one. I like it this way, where it makes a low and then breaks above it. That's the one I like. Yeah, that's the one I like. So it's up to you which one you want. It's either you can wait for this to break and then you buy it, or you can buy this one expecting it to go up. But like I said, I don't like this, so I'll leave the choice up to you. Okay, New Zealand CAD, yesterday I did mention that if you want, you can sell short with a stop above here, targeting there and there, or you can wait for a proper retracement because the daily has turned around. The daily is bullish. We do have a low, a high, a low, and if made a high, and this looks like it did run this low and it broke above it. So if price does come back down here, then we will be looking for a continuation to the upside. However, yesterday was a down candle, right? So because you are bullish, if we do close above this down candle, you know what that means. It's a reaccumulation. They want to buy more, so then this short will be short-lived and they will continue going up. So watch this down candle for today. If we do close above it, if we close above it, then we'll be looking for a continuation to the upside. If they don't and price rejects and starts coming down, then we'll look for a possible long somewhere in here. That will be below 50%, so we'll be looking for a long. We'll be looking for a long down here. Okay, Aussie CAD, similar, same thing. If you trade above this, then we'll be looking for longs. If not, then we look for a continuation to the downside for a retracement, a possible retracement, and then we look for longs. Because the daily again has turned around. You can see this was a run on stops here, price rejected, we traded above this, and then price is now screaming up. We are almost there, and then I can give you what I want to give you for today. Euro Aussie, yesterday I did mention prices trading at that level, which is a high time frame level. Overall, I think price has moved back inside a whole consolidation. I was excited with this move, but then we went, because Euro and Aussie is strong, price went back and forth, keeping it in the consolidation, and now we've moved down. It could be it could be a potential consolidation, move down. So we call this accumulation, manipulation, and then expansion. We call it accumulation, manipulation, expansion. We've already talked about this. Okay, so it could be something like that. Not sure yet because it's not giving me any clues yet, so I'll not put my stamp on it that we are going to do this. Not yet. I don't see that yet, but if I do see it, I'll prompt you guys. Okay, so for now, I think there was a level, 4-hour level I did mention yesterday that I liked. This one here, looking at what they've done overnight. Okay, we've raided, let's go back to the hourly. We've raided Friday's low, and then yesterday's low we've raided as well. Actually, no, sorry, we haven't raided yesterday's low. Today's low is higher than yesterday, so that's fine. But on the 4-hour, they've taken out this swing low. If they manage to take out this high, then I will not be interested in this sell. Why? Because they've run stops here. So if they've run stops, chances are they want to take price up a little bit more. Okay, and this might just be something like this, because they run stops. If they break above this high, this thing is bullish, so price would do something like this. Okay, so I wouldn't want to sell up there, right? Just the fact that they've run stops here. Okay, if you do what I shared with you guys right there, okay, that's the last down candle, that's the manipulation candle. Look where that 2% is bringing us, right? So I wouldn't be interested in selling short. The 168 is almost here, which could cause price to go into some form of a retracement, but I wouldn't sell short if we break above this high. Okay, All right, last one. Euro. Euro New Zealand. That level is proving to be a resistance level. Like I did mention, we don't want to see price go above it. I like this area here. This is an inside candle, so price can just go straight through this and then drop down. Let me do a quick measurement and see how far if we break down, because this would be a redistribution candle. Yeah, it brings us straight down to the area I'm looking for a buy. And we're looking for a buy in here. So if you do drop down here, okay, that will be a good area to start hunting for longs. Do you want to go short? Maybe. But if you have cards and if you have Euro pound, why do you want to chase this? We are looking for a long, so just be patient and let price come down and offer us a long, and then we can go. It didn't quite push to that level up there. If it did, then probably yes, I'll consider the short, but it didn't. So I don't want to push any trade idea that is not meaningful. Okay, this is coming off from this down candle and it's rejecting. Do I want to sell short? Like I said, no. I would like to sell short up here. It will be more beneficial because of this range. Yeah, we didn't even get to, if I change this to the OTE, we didn't get to the 618, so that's not good. All right, so that brings us to the end of the pairs that we look at. Let's have a look at the pound. Here we've broken down again, so we should see a continuation to the downside, which is good, and that thing should scream up. There we go. Okay, so if you do have any pair recommendation, just if you do have any pair recommendation, just send it to me and let's go through it. Then we can go through what I want to share. I've got a lot to share today, like I said, so let's be quick and get things done. So send me your pair recommendation, and then we'll go through what I need to share with you guys today. So excited to be back, and and my son is about to start school, so again I'm excited. As time flies, man. Oh, shoot, I forgot to go through the pairs that we usually go through. Let's have a look at gold. Gold. Okay. Right. Was it this one? I think so, yeah. Yesterday, I think I did mention that price is gonna come back and hit this. the opening price to balance back in this whole this down movement on the hourly in here. So that's what we've got. Delete that. Yeah, this whole down movement. You will learn more about this in future. Very, very powerful. Once you have them in price and you see evidence, you just have to go with the flow. Yeah, we have huge move to the downside. Once you see price coming back up, okay, the evidence will tell you that this is where price is going, and then you see price come there. Yeah, that's the same thing I'm using on CAD, but it's on the higher time frame, right? Right there. So we had this move. Just look at what I showed you on gold. We have, dude. Shush. So we have this whole down movement. Okay, price is coming back. So what is it coming back up to do? It's coming back up to rebalance all this down movement, and it has to do it to the pip. So we look for price to come here. Right, same thing we had in here. Price come all the way back and rebalance here. Okay, so anytime you see something like that, we have same thing in here. We look for price to come back and rebalance there. Right, when you do see these kind of moves, that's the easiest trading you will get. Yeah, you can do it on any time frame. So that's what we do see on gold. So the reason why I said gold should go up to that level is because of that. The evidence was there that this whole move to the downside has to be rebalanced to the last up candle there. And the same, we use the same concept to sell up here. Dude. Yeah, the same concept to sell up here. We had this whole movement to the downside, so price will come back. The evidence will start showing when we start breaking above levels. So if we break above this, price will come here, and if price gets here, it's gonna sell off again. Okay. Wait. That's my little boy for you. So is there any other pair you guys want me to look at before I jump into what I want to share? Let's look at Bitcoin. Okay, so Bitcoin has traded above this down candle, this last up candle. Therefore, they've resumed going up. Right, so let's delete that. We have a low here. We have a high, low, a high. So with today's candle, if we close as we are, all eyes comes back up here. Okay. Right, so we do have this low taken out. If we do close above here, all eyes is here. Right, so wait for today's candle to close, and if we do close today like that, look for a long on this down candle. So you look for a long like that. Right, so look for a long like that, and then possibly remember the manipulation that I did on the monthly. Okay, so we'll be looking for long term, not short term, for long term. For now, we don't look for 17,000 yet, but it's a potential target on the upside. Okay, so if we break above this, okay, then we might potentially see price come up here. I don't like the fact that they've left equal lows in here. I don't like the fact that they've left that equal low. So what they can do is do this. Yeah, they can do that because that's 127. They can come back up there again, take out anyone that is short, then whoever is long, they will come back down and clean them out again, and then go to that level that I did mention earlier, and then send it back up here. Okay, so let today candle close, and then you'll be looking for long to come and take out this side with the first target right there. Okay, so tomorrow, if price closes as it is, tomorrow you'll be looking for long at this candle's high with a stop here. You can do that today if price does come back there, but I would rather wait for the closure first, and then you target there and there, right? Okay, cool. I don't think anyone has anything for me to look at, so let me just jump straight into what I want to share with you guys today. Let's go into a pair, but I want you to study this. Okay, it's something I'm still studying. I'm trying to figure out exactly what is going on. It's something I found thanks to the thing that Marcus shared with me. Okay, so I use the weekly one. So let me get rid of this and then put the weekly ones on there, and I want you to look at something which will shock you. Okay, so ready? Cool. Now I want you to look at every week, right, on this pair. I want you to look at every week and then mark out the weekly highs. Yeah, mark out the weekly highs. Mark out the weekly highs. The weekly highs. Weekly highs. I just felt to move to share something that I'm still back testing, right? Because I went on holiday and I missed 1 week, so this is a bonus for you guys. The weekly highs, okay, and then the weekly high, and then the weekly high. It will make sense to you in a minute. All right, cool. So this is what I found out. Okay, so if you look at every weekly high, you can see that price is bullish, so it's always taking out what the previous week high. Yeah, this high, yes, granted we didn't take out this low. Yeah, let me start from here because it started from here. And you are going to appreciate what I'm sharing with you today. Right there. Okay, cool. Now look. Ready? Okay, there we go. So price made a high here, right? We broke above the high right there. When it happens like that every week, what you want to be doing is pull your Fibonacci, right? Use the OTE, not my levels. Use the OTE levels, this one where you have the 50, 618, 75. Okay, and then what you're gonna do is pull your fib from the week's high to the week's low every week. Put your fib to the high and then the low, and you're gonna see that most of the time price is going to react off from the low of the week is going to form. If we do get a retracement for the week, the low is going to form in here. Where's my box? Right, the low is going to form in there. Right, so if I push this to the following week, right, so the previous week's low is here, right there. You see that the low is forming right in here. It may stay by a little bit, okay, but the low of that week formed in here. If I push it to the next week, okay, and I pushed my Fibonacci at the low of the week, you see that the low of the week formed in here again, and then took price up again for the following week. Again, I'm still studying it, so I want you to study it, right? And then the following week, because we've already retraced, price just continues to go up. Yeah, every week you want to be doing this. Why? Because there is a chance that you're gonna catch the low of the week, like this one, right here. Because the week retraced already, the following week there was no need for price to go down further, so we were staying at the 618, which one is the low right there. We're staying at the 618, and because we've been taking out previous week's high, price is never going to go below the previous week's low, so you're hunting for longs in here. Yeah, you're hunting for longs in here for the low of the week to form, right? Then we do have another week, which is this one, but you can clearly see every previous week high is being taken. So when you do catch the long, you're targeting the high of the previous week. So in here, if you catch a long, you're targeting this high. If you do catch a long in here, you're targeting this high. If you do catch a long in here, you're targeting this high. If you do catch a long, that high, that long, that high, that long, that high, and then this long, that high. But bear with me and you will be surprised. Not just on this pair. Alright, so we start a new week. Price retraces down because we are bullish. Okay, you're hunting for where low of the week will fall. Now, this is just bare bones, right? I'll give you certain things to look for because this is on the 4-hour. On the daily, when we jump on, dude. Sorry. If we jump onto the daily, we will see that there will be some form of either a down candle or there will be a gap. That's where these lows will be forming. Yeah, and then you will be confident in buying them, especially the low that formed this particular week. Okay, that was the one I sent before going away. Why we were looking for longs in here is because price retraced. let's do this one, right? And look at the area price respected for the following week. This is 1 week, this is the next week. That next week you're measuring this low to that high of that previous week, and then you're seeing where the low should form for the week, and then we should target this high. Okay, and then we go to a different week, you do the same thing between this low and that high. And when I was going away, this is why we were hunting for longs in here. Why? Because this high and that low, I was looking for retracement somewhere in here for us to buy for a continuation to target this high and that high, and that's what you got. Okay, so if we go back to this week's, why is price now going up? Because we retraced back down to the 618 already, and then price is screaming up. So there was no need for this week price to go down. Again, like I said, it's something new. I want you to study it, because once you study, you're going to marvel. You're going to marvel where the low and the high of the week forms. Okay, so because price already retraced down, there was no need for this week when we open price to go down further. There was no need, and price is not taking out previous week's lows. Like you can see, every previous week low is intact. Yeah, all the previous week's lows are intact. Now the secret is, as soon as you see a previous week low taken, then you switch. Which I think there was one on pound, this one, right? Same thing. We have, it starts from here. We have this week's went down, price retraced, the high to the low, price retraced. In here, 618, that's where you're hunting for sells. So because price retraced already, the following week, which is this week, this is delineating every week. Because price has already retraced a little bit in here, you're not looking for further move to the upside. Why? Because we've taken out a previous week low, and that's what I found out. Like once we take out a previous week low, price is gonna continue to go down. This is crazy. When I discovered it, I didn't discover it. It's been there, but it's just like if you do practice, there are certain things that will show itself to you on the chart. Okay, so because we did take out previous week low, price is gonna seek week's low. So we took out this low, price comes back up, we look for a sell, take out this low, price comes back up, we look for a sell, take out this low, and then this is last week's low right there. So when price pushed back up, I measured this high to that low because I didn't see price breaking above that. That's another thing you have to backtest and see as well, that when we do have this kind of level there, you cannot go above it. Yeah, then you use that, and if it stops you out, then you go back to the original, which is this high to that low. Yeah, so if this has stopped us out, then I'll be looking for a sell for a continuation to the downside. Why? Because we are taking previous week lows. Every previous week low is being taken, and the highs are being protected. Yeah, the highs are being protected. And the fact that, again, this is another tip, the fact that they did run previous week high and came all the way down and run previous week's low, that is an indication of bearishness. Yeah, so write it down. If you do take out a previous week high here, and then we come back down, because usually when it does that, it should just come back down for retracement and then continue to take out the next high. It should continue to take out highs, right? And the fact that it did run a previous week high and rejected and came down and ran a previous week low, this is bearish. So make sure you write that down. And then the opposite is true. If you do run a previous week low and we go and run a previous week high, that is bullish. So the following week you'll be looking for longs to continue going up. Yeah, this is just for your eye observation. You will see it happening, and for now probably it's something that you will not see. Okay, it's not something that you will see unless you practice it, or unless you go through the chart and do what I'm showing you now. Okay, and let me go on to euro and then go back in. Was it euro that I did? Not euro. I did it on one pair, and it was, I think, Cardian. It was amazing. Yeah, I think it was this one. It started from here when we do take out this previous week high, right? We took out this previous week high. Remember, this is a previous week low. We took that one and then we came back all the way up and took out previous week high. That is the sign of bullishness. So from then you're measuring highs and lows. Price comes back down, expands up. We measure this high to that low, the low of the week there. Price shouldn't go down. It should find support here and then expand up to take out this high. Obviously that week was a sideways market, and then price expanded up. Then we had this week where price retraced down again. So there was no need for price to go down at the start of the week. Price should extend up to take out previous week high. Why should it do that? Because previous week's lows are being protected, right? Previous week's lows are being protected. So if previous week's lows are being protected, it should scream for previous week's highs. Just study what I've just shared with you. I don't want to go much into details, but what I've given you is enough. You can go into every chart, and if it's there, you will see it. Yeah, it has to be there. Don't force it. Something like this, right? We took out this week's low right there. Yeah. So what does that mean? It's gonna seek what? Previous week's lows. So if you measure this high to wherever the low that forms for retracement, you're looking for sells in here. Yeah, you're looking for sells in here, and that's what we did get the other week, to sell this New Zealand yen. And then we did have the same thing in here. Price made the low of the week, and then it retraced into that same area and formed the low of the week, the high of the week, and then expanded down. And then all of a sudden we've taken out a previous week high. So price is gonna do what? Seek previous week's highs. Yeah, so study it. If I go too much into details, you might not appreciate it. So study it, and if it forms, if you can see it forming, you can take advantage of it. Okay, the whole purpose of it is to see it forming, and then you can take advantage of it. Okay, which will help you with your direction. If you're struggling with, okay, where do you think price should go? If you're struggling to know where price should go, then you can use that. So I think someone sent me a message about Euro New Zealand for a long. We did get a message for Euro New Zealand for a long. Yeah, is it possible for price to continue going up? No. Why? Because we have this barrier in here. Remember the same thing I showed you on euro pound. I don't think price is gonna go up there. Yeah, so between this high and that low, that should cap the high and then send price back down. Why? Because we've taken our previous week low, so price is gonna seek previous week's lows until it changes and trade above a previous week high. It's gonna still seek previous week's low. In here, we kept taking our previous week's high, previous week's high, previous week's high, previous week's high. Yeah, every week it's taking our highs. Right? And that is what I have to share. I think I have more, but today this will be enough. You've got a lot to go through, and let me know what you find as well. Okay, I haven't done much because I still need to do a lot to understand more of it, but let me know what you find as well. Okay, and then we keep building ourselves and improving to become better traders. Okay, so if you don't have any question, I think I'm gonna end here. It's something worth studying. If it's not worth studying, I wouldn't share. And the best thing or the awesome thing about it is it's not just the weekly. Now it's gonna take a lot of time, okay, but it happens on the monthly as well, but this one takes a lot of time. Okay, so if you put your monthly levels, if I measure previous month low to the high that is formed, we are in a new month. We've taken out previous month high. Okay, we've taken our previous month high, so price is seeking what? Previous month high. So if I measure this low to that high, okay, you see why I'm expecting something in here, because we've retraced all the way back down. Right, we've retraced all the way back down, so this level will be meaningful between this high where we have our gap on the weekly. Okay, the monthly takes a lot of time, so I wouldn't want you to study the monthly, but study the weekly, because the weekly you're gonna have that every single week. Every single week you will see something that you can take advantage of. Okay, every single week. It might not be on this pair, no problem. It can be on any other pair, right? Euro yen, we had that this week, we had that last week, so that's 2 weeks where you could have caught the low of the week and then held on to some really nice trades. All the yen pairs offered something like that. Same thing in here, right? We did have price come back down and then retrace. If you measure the high to the low, you see where it retraced to that next week into that same area, and then the high of the week was formed and then price screamed down. Okay, this week that's where I was expecting the high of the week to form there, yeah, for a continuation to the downside. Study this and you will see amazing stuff. I'll see you guys in the afternoon, and then maybe we'll look into it more. All right, thank you for coming and enjoy the rest of your day.